All right, we're going to use electrolysis to clean these big ones off. I got this upper arm and the other piece of it. I'm going to stick it in there, and I'm going to just put them in this water. I got washing soda in there, and I'm going to hook the negative lead to the parts I'm going to clean, and the positive lead just going to go to the sacrificial material, which is just a piece of angle iron. I'll put that in there. So I'm going to put the charger in here because you don't want to do it out. You don't do it inside because it puts off some gases as it's cleaning them. So you want to do them outside or in a well-ventilated area. So I'm going to put the battery charger in here because it's supposed to rain, and I don't want to get the battery charger wet. I'll just run leads over here and plug it in. I have an outlet right here I'll plug it into. So let me get that hooked up and we'll get it started. Positive leads hooked up, negative leads hooked up. The charger's going. You can probably hear it in the background humming. And we'll let this kind of run and see what it does. We should start seeing bubbles here pretty soon. We got one piece here it's underneath the water, but you can still see it. It needs to be under the water in order for it to work. And we'll let electricity work its magic. And we should be able to get this cleaned up in not too much time. So I'll come back once this is run. It's probably going to run. I'll probably let it run all day tomorrow. I'll check it tomorrow night when I get home. And then we'll see how it's doing. And if it needs more, we'll put it in, let it go another day. But this should work really good on these bigger pieces. You can't put in, I wouldn't want to use this much vapor rust just because it's quite expensive, where this is fairly inexpensive. You're going to use washing soda, I think a couple tablespoons per gallon. I end up put a little bit more than that in here, but we just got to hook the positive to your sacrificial and then your negative to the part you want to pull it off of. And you could do that the other way to coat something. You know, if you put the negative on like a nickel or something, nickel coating of some kind, or aluminum, and you want to impregnate it onto another piece, then you'd put the negative on the piece that you want it to go from and to. So then what this is doing is taking the rust and moving it over to the sacrificial metal. And you just want to make sure you get it going. It's a nice little battery charger. You could do a smaller one, but it'd take longer. This is a regular full-size battery charger. We're going to check on it, how it's working. One thing you want to do is make sure the two pieces don't touch, because now it's going to short out your battery charger. But if you look and see, I don't know if you can see it in the camera very well, but we're starting to get some bubbles coming up. You know, right in here, we're starting to get some bubbles. So it is starting to work. So we'll come back tomorrow and see how it's doing. Now, before I leave for the night, I'm going to cover this up, not completely, but I just want to make sure we don't have any animals hop up and then fall in and get, have any problem with that, because we do have cats. They do like to climb on stuff. But this will also keep leaves and stuff out of it. If rain gets in there, it won't hurt it. It's just water. Well, it's the next morning. We're going to take this cover off and see what it's doing. We did get a little bit of a rain last night. Not really seeing a whole lot of bubbles. But we can see we're starting to get something on there. I have to check it out tonight and see what it's doing. Well, here's what the water looks like about 24 hours later. You can see a lot of the foam coming up over here. Of course, we got a few leaves in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off. That's why I put a lid on there. Cat liked to jump up there, didn't want him falling in there. So we're gonna plug that, and we're gonna disconnect this, hook that on the side. I'm gonna pull out this piece and see what it looks like. A little bit of rust right here. Still a little bit of rust in there, but that might just come right off. So let's go ahead and pull out the other piece. Still got quite a bit of rust on there. I think I might need to make a little bit better connection on it. That might work a little bit better. Put that piece back in there. Let's go ahead and pull this out. We got a little bit forming. I think I'm going to grab something, clean that off a little bit better. Make a little better contact on there. I think that might help. So let me get that ground down and we'll stick this back on and let it run some more. I sanded that down a little bit to get some bare metal out there. So let it connect into that real good. And then on here, I also sanded that down to get some bare metal to make a little better electric connection, because going through that rust probably didn't work very well. So I'm going to hook that up and we're going to let it run. We'll check again in the morning, and you can see it's getting kind of dirty. So it is pulling some of it off, but not as much as I want.